Here with the Harry the Big Dog 100 live stream challenge, 100 videos, 30 days. I'm on video number 85. And the topic of the day is data mining is everywhere so long as your eyes are open. So if you've ever had a question on how do I research my marketplace, I'm going to talk to you about that right after this. If you are here on the replay, then type in replay. Make sure that you share some love here. If this is something that you find valuable, shoot it out, share it out. Back after this. Okay, so we're back. So, yes, data mining is everywhere, and it's actually a lot easier than you probably think it is. I am the Jason Hodge, and so today we're talking about that. How do you identify the information that is circulating all around you? And whichever one that you pick, so long as you know how to look at it, you're going to get the right information. If you are joining us and you've got questions, please don't hesitate to pop the questions or comments in the comments section, and I'll look at those after going through the initial portion of this conversation. Now, data mining. I remember years ago, I used to do a lot of live streaming on Periscope, and I took the audience with me to the mall. And there's been this myth that there is this exorbitant amount of competition. And yes, kind of, and not so kind of. And I'll tell you what that means. When you think that you have competitors in business, and yeah, there are some competitors, but when you're really dialed in on your audience, those competitors aren't really competitors because your audience knows your voice, and the audience that is tuned to your voice and likes the way that you do things are going to be your clients and customers, not your competitors, because they have their own set. So it all comes down to how are you going about understanding your marketplace? Data mining. In the mall, you'll notice this, and I want you to kind of take some stock and figure on this. Like, when you see these things, I want you to ask yourself, is competition really as real as they say that it is? Okay, so you go to the mall, and in a mall, how many department stores are usually there? Just one? Maybe two? Possibly three or four? There's usually a number of department stores that are there. Well, do they all sell incredibly different things? Or do they sell the same types of things? Well, all of the ones that I've been to sell the same types of things. It's just that each one of them has their own audience. So how do they manage to get separate audiences to come to the same place to get the things from their particular stores? And then what about the other type of stores that are inside of malls? You have a lot of shoe departments. I remember I counted like about 10 or so different shoe departments last time I was down to the mall. I counted about 3 or 4 different makeup places, last time I was at the mall. I counted, a few different like hiking and walking stores, stuff for hikers and folks who like to walk. I counted a couple of knife and sword stores. I counted about 3 to 4 jewelry stores. And then the food court, I counted about 30 different food vendors in there. So they're all selling food, but yet each one of them has the customers that come back to them again and again for their particular food, from African food to Thai food to Indian food to regional American food to pretzel places and ice cream shops and All of those are consumables. People consume those things. And there's different ways that each one of them attracts people. But if you don't understand how your marketplace moves, who your marketplace type is, what makes up that demographic, then you miss it. And it's all stored in the data. So data is critical. So how do you look at the data? Well, for one, you want to look at what marketplace, what price point that company serves. And that price point could be something as simple as, this company over here sells watches that start at $300 and then go up into, 3,000. One may sell watches like Rolex and all that go up from 3,000 into 50,000 or more. And then one watch company may sell watches to folks who have maybe limited income, and they're selling their watches for about $10 to $20. So would the same person, now all of them want to buy watches, but each one of them attracts a different watch buyer. Why is that? It's in the data. So their thing may be price, it may be status, it may be value, it may be longevity, it may be industrial quality, like it's cheap and it can take a licking and keep on ticking. So that data mining process, understanding who would buy the watch from this company as opposed to this company at this price point as opposed to this price point, it's all included in the data. And then that same watch company, where will that person go to next after they've purchased the watch that's $30? Would they go into the store that sells a $3,000 shirt? Or would they go to the store that sells a shirt on clearance at $5? If they're shopping for price, they'll probably go to the $5. If they're shopping for status, they probably wouldn't be in the watch store that sold them a $30 watch. So you've got to look at the data, and then you've got to look at the context of that data. Another area that you can look at data from is in your magazines. Magazines have what's called a media kit, and you usually get it if you want to advertise in the magazine. They now are online. You can find those online, and so you find the magazine that you like. It has the stuff in there that you like, or the products or the companies that sell to certain types of people. And then you ask them for their media kit. You go online, find the media kit, and it tells you who reads the magazine. Well, that's a reverse engineer way of understanding the data again. People who buy this type of watch or who read this magazine that this type of watch advertises in, they like this, and this also. They predominantly live in this region of the country. They have a median household income range of this. They are predominantly female or male. They have 3.2 children. They graduated high school but only took this amount of college. You see, so that data is now telling you who that person is from their financial standpoint. The articles inside of that magazine are going to tell you what that person more than likely reads. And inside of the article, there are going to be certain patterns, ways that information, that content is produced. The way that it languages, the words that are used, the way that the words are used, the context that the words are used, and then the historical implications, the societal implications, the emotional implications, all of those cover the emotional aspect, the psychological aspect of that person. So when you start to break things down from that standpoint, you start to data mine your ideal customer, your ideal attendee, your ideal audience member, your ideal supporter. All of that's contained in that. So I'm hoping that this information is finding you well. I won't go too much further in that, but just understand that data mining is everywhere. Whether you're going to a mall, you're reading a newspaper, you're looking at a magazine, you are watching a television show. What ads are they placing on that television show? And then those ads, who is their demographic? Which marketplace do they cater to? Because that's going to tell you who that show caters to, because they work hand in hand. So then that show that they cater to, that caters to it, that show has a certain mindset that follows it. So the mindset of that show is going to be the ideal person to buy certain things, or to travel certain places, or to think certain thoughts, or to be in certain camps when it comes to politics or religion. All of those things are wrapped up, and you can find that in media kits, on TVs, in advertising, the rate cards and all that, what they're willing to pay, all of those things, the circulation of the magazines or the periodicals, data mining. All right. So I'm hoping that that information kind of gets your mind working on, you know what, there's more to this equation. And when I data mine properly, I can create a proper media plan. If you have any more questions, or if this information kind of struck a chord in you and you want to know what else you can do to look deeper into your business, or into how you put your offers together, how you go about marketing, how you connect with your audience, then visit me on the page, facebook.com/TJH Media Ltd. I would look forward to talking to you. I am the Jason Hodge on the Video Challenge.